Go ahead and take a seat right over there. I have a story for you. The story of Legolas in... Hey, I woke up in a prison cell, but don't worry, your boy always keeps a stash. I was able to pick the lock and found a conveniently placed longbow and arrows. I used these to slay my captors. It was pretty easy with how talented Legolas is. I left the cave and made my way to the closest town. It took a while, but I eventually made it to Riverwood. I found this really cool hat just laying around, so I took it far, far away where I could safely steal it.
You can't touch this.
I also spoke to this one lady so I could continue the story.
You've got the look of someone who's just seen a dragon.
Oh yeah, I forgot to tell you, I saw a dragon on the way here. Anyway, she told me to go to Whiterun to inform the Jarl about the new dragon problem, I guess. This is the first major city of the game, but first, before I do any of that stuff, I decided I was going to go around collecting some of the female followers, not unlike a Japanese isekai anime.
In my head. Oh, it's you! I mean, what? No, I've never seen you before. I have no idea who you are. It's not like I've been stalking you or anything.
I'm not going to warn you again. Get out, or I'll call the guards.
You know, it's stuff like this that kind of makes you wish women were real. With 2 new followers, I went to the Jarl and talked about our little dragon problem. I had a pretty major misclick and, you know, stuff happens. Now everyone in Whiterun is dead. This left a pretty bad taste in my mouth, so I decided to clean house and get rid of my followers. I took them to the highest mountain in all of Skyrim and said my goodbyes. I was starting to regret my decision to shout my followers off the mountain, but somehow, Sophia survived. I mean, she's not the same, but I can't let a woman like this slip through my fingers, so I decided to ask her out.
Look, I barely know you, so don't try anything on with me. I'm not that easy, you know.
I'm not gonna lie. That really hurt. That was a pretty long walk home. Well, I mean, I didn't walk home. I went to the local inn. Of course, I did the rational thing. I woke up in a prison cell, but don't worry, your boy always keeps a stash. While no one was looking, I was able to pick the lock to my cell, and I traveled through the sewers. I got a little bit stuck trying to crawl through a drain, but I backtracked, got my stuff, and I'm not gonna lie, I kinda just walked right out of there.
Huh?
With my new freedom, I traveled far away from Whiterun. I came across a Stormcloak camp. The Stormcloaks are planning to fight with the Imperials, and you know Legolas, he's a little troublemaker, and a civil war is right up his alley. I traveled all the way to Windhelm, the capital city of the Stormcloaks in the snowy region of Skyrim. I spoke to the general, and he sent me on a mission. Before heading out, I upgraded my archery skill because this mission can be a little bit difficult at lower levels. I attempted to sneak up on the mission, which is to kill an ice wraith. Didn't work out too well the first time, but I eventually got it. I went back to the general, turned in the quest, took the oath, and I'm an official Stormcloak member now. They gave me my armor and everything, but I don't really need that stuff. Legolas's armor is his 400-pound frame. It had been a few days since the incident with Sophia, so I figured it was time to move on and get more followers. I got a fresh new cut and spoke with modern-day Smurfette. I gotta say, I like this one a lot. I think this is the one. I wanted to gauge how strong she really was, so I ran up to some giants and... Oh man, I think she might be dead, guys. I should probably stop talking to women altogether now. They don't really seem to last long when they're around me. But then again, Smurfette did have 2 sisters, and they're completely unaware of what I've done. So, yeah. Anyways, back to questing. It's time to collect the Jagged Crown for Ulfric Stormcloak. The Civil War was progressing quite a bit, and with this lady right here, we can do anything. I crossed some traps to collect some treasure, and... You know what? I take full responsibility for the other 3, but are you kidding me? This game, man. Oh, it's amazing. I finished up the dungeon and got the jagged crown. It was worth it, because Legolas looks kind of like a baller. A bit later, Ulfric stole it from me, so I went to his room and disabled his bed with console commands. I was feeling kinda bad for the last of the three sisters, so I asked her to tag along.
It's so good to see you again.
Ulfric sent me back to Whiterun to give the Jarl a message. By the way, my other save file was bricked because I killed everyone here, so I had to create a new one. Although that was a while back, so all my followers are still dead. This message was basically a declaration of war, but I couldn't continue the questline until I took care of this dragon problem. I spoke to this mage who sent me on a mission to Bleak Falls Barrow to collect a rock. During this quest, I caught rat aids, got betrayed. I found that rock though, and I turned it into the mage guy. At this point, it dawned on me that I was going to have to finish the entire main story before I could do the Civil War, so I had a little bit of a tantrum. I went a little overboard and my game crashed. I lost a few hours of progress because I don't save my game. I know what you're gonna ask, why don't you save your game more? Well, I actually enjoy losing 3 hours worth of progress. Because I'm not a masochist, I downloaded a save file that had this story complete and I fixed it up to be as close to my other one as possible. This way I could get right back into the Civil War. We finally declared war on Whiterun. This battle is probably one of the biggest in the entire game, and I don't know how to feel about it because I actually like Whiterun a lot. We were able to break through the front gate and fought our way all the way to the castle. This is where we found the Jarl and his guards, which kinda just stood there. They eventually started fighting back, but my follower was able to tank all of the damage while I shot them from afar. With the Jarl now defeated, that was about it for Whiterun. A new Jarl was chosen. My follower took quite the beating, but I was basically unharmed. I traveled all the way back to Ulfric's Stormcloak where I was given a garbage sword. Oh, hey there, buddy. How you sleeping? Oh man, he's so cute when he sleeps. Man really tried to give me a sword, so... How about I take that nice fur coat you got there? With Ulfric now dead, I figured it was my responsibility to take out the Imperials as well, so I traveled all the way over to Solitude. The guy in charge of the Imperial Legion was General Tullius. Pretty silly stuff because I was able to surrender right after this, and I just paid a small fine of 1,040 gold. Just like that, I'm a free man. This also somehow means that Legolas is also the king of all of Skyrim. How? Because I said so. After about 3 good minutes of being the king, I figured I'd retire and live a quiet life from now on. That's really the only way to keep my now wife, sister number 3, alive. I've got a pretty sweet job here in Riverwood. I run the sawmill. Super simple stuff. I just move this big log right here, I turn on the switch, and then I wait, you know? Just living the life.